Good morning, it's September 16th, 2024. We're critiquing the news, and the article on your screen is from the Cairns Post, and it's titled LNP Powerbroker Faces Legal Action. Now, this is a rather salacious and juicy story so far as the Cairns Post is concerned, because it features someone from the ostensibly conservative side of politics. Although I think if you've listened to me for my previous video series, you'll understand that they are in fact one side of politics. They are the globalist side of politics. But anyway, the lead that continues to be buried in this series of stories about a brawl involving a former MP for the Barron River seat by the name of Michael Trout is that the crime problem at Holloway's Beach, beachside suburb just north of Cairns, has become so bad that residents feel the need to address it themselves. Now, prior to the invention of police forces, communities were all self-policing, with all responsible members of the community assisting to detect, stop and prevent crime and to punish criminals. The early model of policing as we now know it featured a lone, unarmed officer who simply coordinated the townspeople to track and detain the criminal and to take him to court. That was the original model of policing devised by Sir Robert Peel, which is why the early police in London, where it started, were called bobbies or peelers. However, over many decades, governments that fear their own populations removed community involvement from policing and converted police forces into paramilitary forces capable of dominating and controlling the population. In Queensland, Labor changed the laws which allowed police and courts to deal with criminals effectively, and now we have recidivist offenders who seem to be immune from the law, and that is not what Queenslanders want. That leaves us with a police force capable of suppressing the people, but incapable of protecting the people from criminals. That's not the fault of serving police. It's the fault of serving MPs, specifically ALP MPs, and it's why the people of Holloway's Beach feel the need to police their own community. So how can we know if our governments fear us? Well, they do as much as they could to prevent us owning weapons equivalent to theirs. Check. They do as much as they could to prevent us exposing their agenda. Things like misinformation and disinformation laws. Check. They exclude us from decision-making processes that affect us, such as watering down the laws that allow police and courts to deal with criminals effectively. Check. They'd bind us with regulations and strip us of as much money as possible, as taxation and fees. Check. So why do they fear us? Well, they fear us because of what they've already done to us and what they're planning to do to us, all on the orders of the unelected foreign billionaire globalists who control them. If they worked for us, they'd fix the laws they broke and put the community back into policing.